Hey now, it's John Deary. Welcome to another episode of Grub Masters. Today we're going to make some rice pudding. It's my absolute favorite dessert, and this recipe was passed down from my mom. I like making it outside for family and friends when we're camping. Today I'm going to bring it to a friend's house, so I thought I'd show you how to make it. It's got a ton of dairy, so it's got a full gallon of whole milk. It's got 2 sticks of butter. We're going to throw in 2 cups of sugar. We're going to get that in the pot. We're going to get it all simmered up. And as soon as it's simmering, we're going to throw in 2 cups of long grain white rice. We're going to let that simmer for about an hour. That rice is just going to get super plump, and it's going to just really thicken up. Then we're going to top it off with even more dairy. We're going to throw in 2 cups of heavy cream, and we're going to crack in a couple eggs to help thicken it as well. Stir it all up, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Okay, so our coals are about up to temperature, so let's get this butter in before it melts on my table. So I'm going to take my lid off. Let me get this Dutch oven out of the way. And I'll lay down a nice bed of coals. And I'm going to get the butter right in there. Throw in my milk. And our sugar. I'm going to just let this come up to a slow simmer. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes now. I've been maintaining a nice bed of coals underneath this pot. I've been stirring it constantly, been keeping an eye on it. I've had the lid on and off. Let's check in and see if we're simmering. And oh yeah, yep, this is perfect. So this is at a nice simmer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my rice. So my 2 cups of rice. I really want to watch this. I want to make sure that I don't overboil the pot, and I want to make sure that I can see what's going on. I'm going to stir this in, and I'm going to just constantly stir it over the next hour, trying to maintain this simmer. All right, so we're back. We're at about the 1 hour mark. Let's take a look at what we've got. Oh yeah, bubble, bubble, liquid trouble. Let's take a look. Nice and thick. Look how thick that got. Let's give it a quick stir. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give this a taste. You want to see how that rice is tender or not. Give it a quick taste. That is amazing. The rice is nice and tender. It's got that really creamy flavor. Now let's kick it up a notch. We're going to take this off the flame, or the coals for that matter. Get my glove. I'm going to move it over here to our trivet. What we're going to do now is we're going to crack in 2 eggs. And this is going to help it thicken up too. I'm going to beat these guys up. I'm going to pour this in, and while I pour it in, I'm going to stir. I don't want to scramble any eggs here, so I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to keep it moving, and I'll stir in that egg. And that'll help it from scrambling. So I've got that stirred in. Now I'm going to give it 2 cups of cream. So I'll take my heavy cream. 2 cups worth. Gonna pour that in. And I'm going to give it a shot of real vanilla. God, I just love the smell of that. All right. About a tablespoon, a little more. And that's it. Now we're just going to stir this in. This is so full, I'm slopping over the edge, but I'd rather have it over full than not full enough. All right, now that egg, this heat is going to cook. It's going to thicken this up. That cream is going to add that extra flavor, that extra punch. The vanilla is going to just make it taste oh so good. And we're going to let this sit for a while and cool down. This cast iron pot is hot, so it's going to keep carrying over. And what we're going to do is we'll let it cool down. It's a warm day today, so I'll eventually probably either move this to some ice or put it in a different container altogether and get it into a cooler. So now that everything's incorporated, let's just take a quick look. We'll give it the spoon test. I don't want to stir that a little more. I can see that the egg is not quite incorporated. Alright, now you probably noticed that I bought a big thing of heavy cream, and that's because I want to make my own whipped cream. This stuff is so good, it deserves whipped cream that's made from scratch rather than stuff out of the can. So, I'm going to pour in some of my cream. I'm throwing about a quarter cup of sugar to sweeten it up. And I'm just going to beat it for all it's worth. Make sure you have an apron on, this gets a little messy. Alright, so our whipped cream's ready. Let's get ourselves a spoonful of this. It's still hot, but that's right, I'm pretty impatient. I always tend to eat a little bit warm. So you got to see how it is. Part of the responsibility of delivering some awesome rice pudding is you've got to give it a taste test. Let me see. The whipped cream's great, nice and sweet, creamy. I've got some pudding. It's so thick. It's so creamy. I like to mix it up a little bit. I don't even know if it needs that whipped cream, but vanilla, cream, rice. Great texture. This stuff is amazing. So if you could do it in a pot, you could do it in a Dutch oven. Rice pudding is a perfect example of something that's a little bit different. You could do it outside. Your family and friends are going to be like, wow, I can't believe you did that outside. So keep checking us out. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.